The chi or prana in our energy body needs to flow. What is the nature of this flow, and how is this flow different from that of the flow of water in a river? Hi, this is Nirmala Shekhar, a coach and a body talk practitioner from Singapore, and we are currently exploring the needs of our energy body in a map of self-care. The water in a river flows in one direction, mostly from a mountain to a nearby sea or an ocean. But the energy in our energy body, the prana or the chi, flows between polarities. And the aim of this flow is to balance the 2 or 3 polarities in our body. And the concept of this flow is that through the flow between the polarities, we try to regain balance in our energy body. And regardless of the energy systems we are looking at, this concept of flow between polarities and balance between the polarities is common. So for example, we start off with a balance between the polarities, and then on one end of the spectrum, if the energy increases and the balance tilts, then the energy from here is going to flow to this end of the spectrum, lifting this up and bringing about a balance. And after a while, this is going to tilt in the other direction, and this imbalance is going to trigger another flow of the energy in the other direction and bringing about a balance between the 2 polarities. So the idea of this balance in the flow is that we have a dynamic balance. It's not a static balance, it's a dynamic balance that keeps recalibrating itself from an area of higher energy to an area of lower energy. And we keep cycling through this as the day goes, as the weeks go by, and through the seasons as well. And it is the nature of this flow, this balance that the flow tries to bring about, that is essential for the health of our energy body. Let's look at this concept of dynamic balance through the lens of different systems. We start with Ayurveda first. In Ayurveda, we have the energies of vata, pitta, and kapha. And the aim of all balance is to ensure that these 3 energies are in sync, they are balanced. It's not one being excessive or one being deficient. We ensure that all the 3 are in balance. In Ayurveda, again, we have the concept of the 3 energies, the tamas, the rajas, and the sattva. Tamas is normally considered to be a person being very lazy, being inactive, being inward looking, but in a morose way. Tamas also has the element of structure. So in our body, our skeletal system would be the equivalent of tamas because it provides structure to the body. Rajas is the energy of passion, is the energy of action, outward action. And sattva is the energy of inward looking transcendence. It's looking at the universality, at the bigger picture. It's the energy of peace. And through the day, we cycle through these different energies. And the aim of a balanced flow is to ensure that we harmonize these 3 energies in our body, in our mind, in our day, in a year, through the seasons. So we have periods when we would need rest, and that would be periods of tamas. We would also have periods when we are very active physically, externally, and that would be moments of rajas. And we would have periods when we are looking within to nourish our soul, to recharge our batteries, and that is the energy of sattva. So the aim of balance in this case is to ensure that Yes, at certain times we would be doing frenzied outward action of rajas, and at certain times we would be taking rest. But through the flow of energy, we are balancing these three energies, opposing polarities in our body, in our mind. Let's also look at TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, and what the polarities there are. TCM believes in the concept of yin and yang, the two polarities. So a yin energy is feminine energy. It is energy that is flowing deeply within the body. It is the energy of receiving, nurturing, and the yang energy is the energy, the masculine energy in the body. It is the energy that is at the surface of the body, the flows at the surface of the body. And it is also the energy that is pushing through obstacles and going forward in a very masculine way. So a balance flow in this case is trying to balance between the yin and the yang in our body. So we have periods when the yin dominates, and we have periods when the yang dominates. And that is all right as long as it doesn't remain as yin dominant for too long or yang dominant for too long. So the two energies are taking turns, and the flow of energy between yin and yang and yin, ensures that this balance is maintained. So let's take a practical look at how this can be applied. And this is a very simple exercise that we can do. We have energies flowing on the left side of the body and energies flowing on the right side of the body. And a balanced flow means the left side needs to come to the right. The energies flowing on the left side need to come to the right, and the energies flowing on the right side need to move to the left. This movement between the left and the right brings about better harmony in our energy body. And as a result, we feel more energized. You can try it out. And we are also able to focus much better. So this is a very simple exercise. We just put our hands on our left shoulder, move the hand to the right hip, move our hand on the right shoulder and bring it to the left hip. And we do this a few times to facilitate movement of the energy. And in this case, our hands are acting like magnets, and they are facilitating the movement of the chi, the prana, the life force between the left and the right side. So this is a simple example of crossing over, moving our energies from the left to the right and bringing about a dynamic balance between the energies. Bringing about a dynamic balance is very nice, but being humans, we very often go through our day feeling imbalanced or a bit foggy from time to time. What is one strategy that we can adopt to bring about a balance in our energy bodies? Stay tuned for that information in the next video. This is Nirmala Shekhar signing off. Bye-bye. Namaste. Do subscribe and hit the bell button for more weekly content on self-care. And if you want even more actionable content on self-care, do join me in the Facebook group for weekly lives, discussions, and more tips.